Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Gridiron Extra. I am your host, Jonathan Khamis, being joined by Steve Fryer to my left, and Dan Albano, he's the guy to my right. All right, we're here at Mater Dei High School where there's a little game going on this weekend. You might have heard of it. You know, two nationally ranked teams going at it at Cerritos College. Friday night, Mater Dei, our number one team in Orange County, taking on St. John Bosco, which has ruled the Trinity League for the last number of years. Steve, Mater Dei hasn't beat St. John Bosco since 2010. They lost to them twice in 2013. That was a whole playoff CIF final and during league. Is this Mater Dei's turn?
I've been thinking about this game for a couple of weeks. I do the big predictions column that comes out, and I'm going to go with the Monarchs in this one. They're really matched up pretty evenly in a lot of places. Bosco's a little bit bigger up front. So what you're going to have to do is Mater Dei's going to have to use some speed and some leverage and things like that to get around those big linemen. These defensive backs for both teams have a big challenge in front of them. But I think there's some chess match sort of things in this game. Not, flea flicker stuff, and you can't do flea flicker junk in a game like this. But just maybe using guys in different ways that you otherwise don't use them. I think that's what might be happening in this game. I haven't, no inside information. Just if I was Mater Dei, how would I approach this? I'd be thinking about that.
Thinking outside the box, perhaps.
Let them see something give them something they haven't seen on film. They're not going to expect.
Dan, Steve just made his prediction, and I heard you say, "Huh!" So, are you going with St. John Bosco?
No, I'm going with Mater Dei.
Okay.
Homer.
Hey, Bosco's Demetrius Flowers. Make sure we want to shout him out. He had over 200 yards rushing last week and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, JT Daniels had 5 touchdowns last week. Same old, same old.
Yeah, Flowers, has been running it. He ran it well against Servite as well in the first round of league, and he was coming into the Trinity League. He was kind of their secondary back. But the thing what's interesting about Bosco, and Fryer mentioned it, and is that they've been running the ball tremendously well. The last 2 weeks, they ran for 370 yards and I think 4 or 5 touchdowns against Servite in that blowout victory. And then they ran it well against Santa Margarita. Real Mitchell's their speedy quarterback, who might be the fastest player on the field. He's an outstanding runner. He can go to the house, at any point, 80, 90 yards. He's gone. I think it's going to be a very close game, and maybe the difference of it could be special teams. Mater Dei is very talented at special teams, and even in the return game with some of their returners. So maybe that's what turns the tide at Cerritos College for the Monarchs, because it's going to be a very tough game, in that game.
JT Daniels, doesn't he have a school record of 40 touchdown passes this season? I mean,
that's right.
My goodness. I mean, come
on
on
now. Boy Billy Blanton's record already, and it's only week 7 weeks.
I know, it's amazing. A couple quarterbacks played here that were
Gunslinger's
pretty good.
record.
So JT Daniels, man, he's doing some work. Well, we didn't talk to JT, but we talked to 3 defensive players and one of the St. Brown brothers. Don't call him Equanimous like I did. He's Osiris St. Brown. We also talked to Coach Rollinson. Here's what they had to say.
We've got to try to play great defense and knowing that there's going to be big plays on their part, and then we have to match it on offense. And then it comes down to who can stop who, because I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Bosco is always having big guys. They got big guys this year. Obviously, they're always played physical every year we've played them. So I believe this year it's just same old thing. We just got to work hard, be out physical.
It's a whole team effort this week. We got some great players we're going against, D1 players, obviously, but it's a great challenge. That's why we come to this school. We look forward to that challenge every day, and it's going to be a fun one, no doubt.
They have a lot of speed. I mean, that's just a given. We know that coming in. And I think just one of our main things is probably just not getting intimidated, is to keep because we still have like a bunch of juniors. I think I'm the only starting senior on the offense. So make sure like everybody, our line and our quarterbacks and our receivers all stay focused coming in. And if we could start off strong, I think we've proven that we could finish strong. So we just got to start good.
You'll just see high intensity and hard hitting. That's really what we live by, is being physical, and make sure that you don't belong on the field with us. Just make sure that we dominate you and that we're going to come with physicality.
Our thanks to the Monarchs for hosting us today on the Gridiron Show. And before we go, Dan, your final thoughts.
Well, my final thoughts is that, this is a huge game. And, the winner of this game is going to be coming out 3-0 in the league, and they're going to be celebrating. But they still have got a lot of work to do. And in the Trinity League, you can't really take a week. You can't take a week off. Monarchs, if they win, hey, they got Servite at Angel Stadium. You can't look past a rivalry game, and you got to look at Centennial Corona out in the Division I playoffs. Rancho Cucamonga's playing some great ball. Sarah, there's a lot to be had to be. You can't celebrate like the year's over if you win this game, because D1 is going to be loaded, and you still got the Trinity League to contest with.
You gonna give me that one game, one at a time cliche, or can we just wrap up the show?
I'm going to say this, one ticket at a time. By that I mean get your tickets early, because if you go to Cerritos College and try and show up, there's going to be like one person at line, cash, making change. It's going to be the worst lines in the world. It's going to make Disneyland look like 7-Eleven at 4 a.m. There's going to be so many people in line for this. Get your tickets early. They're going to have them on sale here at Mater Dei, where we're at, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Get your tickets early for this game, because that line for that box office is going to be ugly.
I get into the games with this. I don't have to pay. It says my name, Jonathan Khamis. Spelled it wrong. All right. Thanks to Steve Fryer. Thanks to Dan Albano. That'll do it for the OCVarsity Gridiron Show. And for all your latest updates for this huge game, you got to follow us on Twitter and make sure to keep it locked on OCVarsity.com, where we may or may not have you covered. No, we've got you covered.
I'm gonna go buy my tickets right now.
Just put the money trail, and they'll follow it.